Here comes the Rampage.
One of the things that I like about this fight for Rampage is that he had very little time off after the Matt Hamill fight. So he basically got in incredible shape for the Matt Hamill fight, looked spectacular, showed amazing takedown defense, and then took that conditioning, took a very small break, and went right back in at altitude. He is in amazing shape for this fight. He has absolutely done everything he could to prepare for this.
It's interesting the way he trained. He lived at the Muscle Farm gym here in Denver, which truly is state-of-the-art. And one of the quotes was, "We're going to build the perfect predator." And his body fat, his composition changed. And it's almost like Rocky against Drago. It's like he was the scientific project that they're trying to make better than ever, and Jon Jones was still running the mountains in Albuquerque.
Well, you know, both guys are extremely talented. You know, you can talk all day about how talented Jon Jones is, but Quentin Rampage Jackson was fighting some of the best in the world with very questionable training when he was fighting in Pride. When we saw him fight in the UFC, the first fight with Chuck Liddell was one of the first times we ever saw Rampage who was really, truly trained correctly. And what we saw is a lethal power puncher who has an incredible chin and an unbelievable will to win. He is the former champion, and he believes that he can get that belt back tonight. This is an amazing opportunity for him.
You mentioned the Hall of Famer Chuck Liddell, who's in attendance tonight. Chuck won the light heavyweight title by defeating Randy Couture at UFC 52. He defended it 4 times against Jeremy Horn, Randy Couture, Babalu Sobral, and Ortiz. Then Quentin Rampage Jackson won the title by knocking out Chuck in the first round back in May of 2007. He defended the title, unified the title against Pride champion Dan Henderson. Then it was Griffin for 1, Evans for 1. Lyoto Machida, not 1 but 2. Evans, and then he defended in a very close fight with Shogun. Shogun won the title. Then Jon Jones took that belt right off of his waist. It is hard to be the champion.
It's amazing. It's amazing that no one since Chuck has been able to defend it more than once. I mean, that's just an incredible statistic. Quentin Rampage Jackson wants to get that belt back. He believes that he has the style, the tools, the experience, and the will to take it from Jon Jones. Can he? We're gonna find out.
And I, like yourself, have the greatest seats in the world for this fight.
Best spot in the house, baby.
Quentin Rampage Jackson, truly one of MMA elites. He had said since he lost the belt in 2008 to Forrest Griffin, a fight he said, I barely trained for, that he wants his belt back. He's gonna stain his chest, he's gonna leave him no room to be creative, and he has mentioned many times, has Rampage, that he plans on testing the chin of the youngest champion in UFC history.
Well, Rampage hates to train, but loves to fight, but forced himself to do what he hates so that he can do what he loves at his very best.
32 wins in his MMA career. Quentin Rampage Jackson, the pride of Memphis, Tennessee. A talent like never seen before in UFC history. John Bones Jones wants to challenge the light heavyweight record of 5 successful defenses turned in by Tito Ortiz. Pressure and expectations larger than they have ever been. Sheltered as a young man with his great football playing brothers, Arthur, a member of the Baltimore Ravens, Chandler, a star at Syracuse. And immediately when he won the title, he went to rock star status. He dominated elite wrestlers on his road to the title, and tonight, Jon Jones faces one of the best of all time.
Jon Jones has shown in his brief career that he rises to the occasion, and when faced with the most difficult challenge in Mauricio Shogun Rua, he put on the most spectacular performance of his career. He's incredibly gifted, incredibly unorthodox, incredibly unpredictable. Amazingly talented young man.
Eyes around the world are watching this great title matchup, but none more closely than the former champion Sugar Rashad Evans.
And you see him there hugging Mike Winkeljohn, who he personally asked me to give credit to. He said Greg Jackson gets so much credit for training him, and Greg's great, but Mike Winkeljohn is the man who works so hard with him day in, day out on his striking, and has made such massive leaps and improvements in his style.
He also went on, because he spoke to me about Mike as well, Joe, to say, watch for leg kicks tonight. I've really been working my leg kicks with Mike Winkeljohn as my coach. And remember, when Rampage lost the title, Forrest Griffin punished that leg with spectacular leg kicks.
Very, very important point.
Scheduled for 5-minute rounds for the UFC light heavyweight title. He won the title at 23 years, 8 months of age. Tonight, he looks to defend it for the very first time. He is the one, the only, Johnny Bones Jones. Let's do this thing. Our tale of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. Rampage 33, Jones just 24, 3 inches taller, and a huge 11.5-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Colorado State Boxing Commission. Director Joseph Mason. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Nelson Hamilton, Mark Van Tine, and Tony Weeks. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Josh Rosenthal. And now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. From the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man holds a professional record, 32 wins, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of Irvine, California, by way of Memphis, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the challenger and former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion, Quinton Rampage Jackson! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 13 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 204 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Endicott, New York, he is the reigning, defending UFC Light Heavyweight
Gentlemen. All right, gentlemen, this is for the belt. You've been given your instructions. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, go back. Let's do this.
Jones did not make eye contact with Rampage. He did at the weigh-ins, but not tonight at the stare-down.
I wouldn't want to stare.
No kidding.
Quinn's got the scariest stare-down face of all time.
He is angry, he is motivated, and he is in great shape. And he wants his belt back.
Look at this.
Oh, my. And here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by Gears of War 3. Available now only on Xbox 360.
What is this? I think he's just ad-libbing this. Honestly, I doubt that this was even a plan. Interesting. Rampage got off a knee there. And Bones has the clinch.
Now, this is where Jon Jones is great, though, with his Greco-Roman background.
And he's got some spectacular throws. Loves the lateral drop. And has amazing leverage with his long limbs. Nice knee to the body.
Rampage looking towards
went low.
Josh Rosenthal saying he caught him.
He attacked the knee there that time.
And again, with the knee, now Rampage going to be the aggressor here. Jones would love to take Rampage for a ride. Right now he's working the neck.
He's got his neck. Rampage has to be very careful here because Jon Jones has some spectacular chokes.
He's out. Championship fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Oh, nice elbow.
Jones very meticulously broke down Mauricio Shogun Hood. See the knee? See how he used the leg to get the wrist unlocked there? Nice move by Rampage. Veteran move.
Speaking of veteran moves, Jones went with the foot stomps.
Yep. Old school. Here where it all began, Denver, Colorado. Now he wants the trip. Very different pace when you have 25 minutes potentially to fight at high altitude. Best condition of his life or not, Jones would like to test the cardio of Rampage. Switches his stance, throws the kick.
Swung the front kick to the body right away. And that's something that's very hard to deal with when you're talking about that kind of reach.
Man, 11.5-inch reach advantage. The long legs, the long limbs of the champion. Rampage wants to get inside and fight in the phone booth.
And Rampage has even more problems with this reach because he has a boxing-centered attack. So he uses his arms more, whereas Jon Jones uses a lot of leg kicks and, you know, and kicks from the outside where he's way away from the punching power of Rampage.
And as he told both of us, Joe, he really worked his leg kicks with Mike Winklejohn. Tries to toss Rampage aside. Good head movement by Rampage.
Rampage is swinging for the fence.
Yeah. Trying to prove that he is still, and will be for a while, one of MMA's elite. Head kick again. Rampage would love to counter that head kick.
But Jones is so far away from him when he throws it. He's using perfect technique. Nice kick to the knee there. And went up high again.
And this is a Muay Thai attack here from Jones early.
Nice leg kick. Very nicely done.
And he's able to do all of this out of harm's way. 90 seconds.
Yeah, he has such a spectacular physical advantage over almost everyone he faces. Because of that reach, he can hit them in a place where they can't hit him. And he is having his way.
Yep. He was looking for the chin, and I like that teep. I like that on the knee, buckling his opponent. Foot jab. Rampage closes the distance. A couple of those front kicks look very much like Anderson Silva, Vitor Belfort, or at least working its range there.
And Jon is just looking to time a throw here. Time a throw or a takedown or perhaps something wild. The thing about him is you don't know what he's going to do. He throws so many spinning elbows and so many wild techniques. It's so hard to figure out what he's setting up for. Whereas with Rampage, he's setting up for a left hand or a right hand. That's a big advantage for Jon Jones.
And that was one of the things talked about with Rampage is lot of his victories come the same way. And there's that spinning elbow. Just like against Shogun, perfectly timed, and he lands it. Under 30 on the clock here in the first round. You almost sense that that spinning elbow was coming the same way he used it against Shogun back when he won the title in Newark, New Jersey. Head kick again.
That high kick.
Spinning.
Wheel kick. Wow.
Can he get him down? No.
Went for a trip, and Rampage defends it. Rampage has some very good takedown defense. And Rampage looks to land.
Big swing at the end of the round.
Big round for Jon Jones.
First round complete.
And here you see that spinning elbow. Look at this. Right to the top of the head.
Deep breaths. Let's climb that waterfall. That was an amazing round. Calm down. Now breathe, John.
Guys, let Greg talk. Let Greg talk. Let me get some water.
Excellent. Now, listen. Rampage, you're fighting at his tempo. Use your tempo. He's brought you down.
You can wrestle with this cat. He's getting frustrated.
Let's go.
The triggers are the important thing.
Tempo.
The triggers are the important thing.
Come on.
You're seeing them, you're blocking them, you're not going off them.
Find your range. Find your range.
The range is inside those triggers. It's inside every trigger.
Tempo work.
Come high with 9 or black, all right? Stay away. Distractions, let's go. Distractions, let's go.
Find your range. Repeated over and over in the corner of Rampage.
Well, that's easier said than done.
Round 2. And quickly he tries to take the center of the octagon, does Rampage. And he wants to close the distance. Again with a head kick, though. He knows, does Rampage, that he can't stand outside with Jon Jones. This is what he wants. He wants to make it dirty. Wants to beat him up a little bit and test him like no one has before.
So far, he really hasn't been able to connect. Nice knee to the body there by Jon Jones. Try that spinning elbow again. He's got a hold of the neck of Rampage. Rampage got to be careful here. Again, Jones is excellent with chokes and all sorts of different
good takedown defense there, Joe, and he tried to throw the uppercut on the way out.
Swinging that side kick to the thigh.
Such a good maneuver to keep your opponent at reach, especially when you're Jon Jones and you got the longest reach pretty much any fighter in MMA.
That was something that I've been wanting to see from Clinton for years, his leg kicks. Clinton, when he was with Colin Oyama, when he was training more Muay Thai, had some great kicks. He's a very powerful kicker. He just doesn't throw them very much, and because of that, his repertoire is limited, and he becomes more predictable.
There's a good kick aimed at the body of Rampage. He was able to get out of the way. One-two misses. Rampage just trying to get inside. He pushes forward there.
Chase him down. The direction to Rampage. Bring the fight to him. John said not only as he did to you, Joe, for this fight, but throughout his career, and as he has developed his striking game, Mike Winkeljohn has been the real key.
Rampage is waiting on Jon Jones. He's been tagged so many times now that he's freezing and waiting for Jon Jones to move first.
He's gone with the orthodox, he's gone with the southpaw stance throughout this fight.
Nice leg kick.
Swing and a miss. But he ties up Rampage right away, wisely.
Rampage has got to break free. When he's got a hold of him, he's close enough to hit him. He's got to really exert himself to break free and land, like right there. Don't push away when you're that close. Throw shots. That's where he's got to land. Away. But those opportunities when he's that close, he has to capitalize on them because he doesn't get very many of them.
Yeah, they are few and far between.
Another nice leg kick, 2 in a row.
And he's mixed them up.
And then inside.
Yep, he's mixed them up so nicely. That one right on the knee of Quentin Rampage Jackson. And again.
Well, John is a real student of the game, Mike. You know, and He watches all the greats, he watches tapes, and you can see by his attack it's become so much more diverse.
Spinning back
as
kick.
his career in the UFC has progressed.
To the midsection. The accumulation of these kicks are going to be a major factor in this title fight.
And head kick. Rampage is frozen in front of him, staring at him now. He doesn't know what to do.
And some wondered if Jones would stand and trade with Rampage. The answer is a definitive yes, but he's doing it on his terms, Joe.
As he always does.
Yep. Now starting to go a little more traditional, looking to establish the jab from the orthodox stance. He switches it up again. Under a minute on the clock in round 2. Ho!
Rampage has got to bum rush Jon Jones. He cannot stay here on the outside and let Jon Jones pick him apart while he just utilizes head movement. I mean, this is not enough. He's frozen. When was the last time you saw Rampage this tentative?
Maybe never.
I mean, I suppose it could be a part of some sort of a strategy to drag Jon into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round and see if he tires and then attack, but I doubt it. I just think he's being mesmerized by this kid's talent.
And a lot of the MMA world has been for the last number of years.
You can still never count out Quinton.
No way.
Quinton has that ridiculous power, and he carries it with him late in the round. Look at this. Triangle attempt.
Final seconds of the round, though.
Wow. He pulled guard. So unpredictable. I mean, who the hell would have expected that? This kid can do everything.
He's tired and comfortable, man. He's kicking his ass. Have a seat. There you go. Bring it back down. That was an amazing round. Excellent job. Way to pick him apart. Breathe, Jon. Keep breathing. Jon's having a hard time walking.
All about the leg kicks of Jon Jones.
All kinds of kicks. Head kicks, leg kicks, side kicks to the leg, high kicks, front leg side kicks. Just what an arsenal this kid has. Now look at this. Right when you think you've seen everything, he pulls guard and tries a flying triangle.
Can he change the way this fight has gone for 10 minutes?
I mean, I don't know what Rampage's corner told him in between those rounds. But he's got to do something. He's got to figure out something. And that helps. He threw a kick.
Neck is in the arm, though, now. Work through it. Oh, tried to that time, Joe.
Now that's where Rampage has a chance. Any little stumble that Jon Jones makes.
And it may come down to just hitting that one pitch. It may come down to the home run for Rampage.
Well, Rampage is throwing leg kicks now. Jon has some very thin legs. If Rampage can land these leg kicks over and over again, who knows? That could be something that changes the fight. But Rampage's got to be very active with those leg kicks. There's another one. That's what I'm talking about. Now he's mixing it up. That's what we need to see.
Yep, you want him not to be one-dimensional with his striking.
It's
and with the kicks, he isn't.
It's been so important his entire career. He's just so good at striking with his hands that he relies on it. But now his only success that he's had so far is these leg kicks.
And he'd like to slow down the attack of Jon Jones by punishing the left and right thigh.
But he did a couple and then he stopped. He's got to keep that up right there. Don't let Jones do it to you. Get him off. Get him off.
Good kick by Jones. That inside leg kick was there a moment ago. Now he wants the leg, does Jones.
He's got him down and moves instantly into side control.
And he has vicious elbows with his ground and pound.
And watch his knees to the body because he gets his hips up and drives down with fury.
Mount.
Full mount.
Explodes into the mount on Rampage here in the 3rd round.
Rampage is in all sorts of trouble here with 3:20 to go.
He torques the elbows. He's going to scoot him towards the fence. Postured up.
And here comes these vicious elbows.
Looking to finish the fight right here.
Rampage is trying to control his wrists. And he eats another elbow and another punch. Rampage has got a hip escape. He's got a buck. There he goes. There he goes. He's got to keep going. Got to keep going.
What a great job by Quinton.
He's up. He's up, but Jon's got his neck.
Oh, nicely done with the heel to the leg. Rampage gets out of a very bad position where he is fully mounted, but that one elbow connected with the right side of the face of Rampage.
Rampage is bleeding.
That's from that big elbow, Joe. To the body
nice
now.
Kick to the body, shin to the gut.
Just past the midway point of this championship fight. The Anderson Silva kick to the face of the Lyoto Machida as well.
Rampage has abandoned those leg kicks, Mike, and they were the thing that he was successful at early in the round.
Cut right above the right eye. One of the all-time elite fighters in MMA history, Quinton Rampage Jackson, 32 wins.
Nice
7 in the UFC.
Hook.
Jones was 7 as well.
And a nice kick to the knee.
And he kind of looked up at the clock after that one, Joe.
Look at that. He throws a jab, and right behind it, a nice elbow. And sweetly moves out of harm's way.
Rampage looking up at the clock again. Remember, it was a huge flying knee against Shogun. That kind of spelled the true ending of that championship fight. Lead left hook.
If you watch Jon Jones' first fight in the UFC and then compare his striking now, it is amazing. It's amazing that it's only been a few years, because this is like 10 years of development. More.
Axe kicks, crescent kicks, spinning fists.
It's the way it looks, too. The way he's throwing these techniques expertly.
If you truly went on your computer and designed the ultimate fighter, and there's the flying knee, Jon Jones with his reach and the creativity of his striking, be a great place to start.
And the intelligence to train correctly, to learn the technique properly, to not rely on his physical talents, but to constantly be expanding his repertoire.
Switch kick, Rampage got out of the way. Head down, hands down now, and a big jab from Jones.
And it really is one of the differences between him and Quinton. Quinton has really stuck to what has got him to the game, and that, what gets him to the dance is those hands.
I mean, at times, Jon Jones,
look at that.
Like right there is Anderson Silva-like in his striking. And Anderson Silva's been doing it his whole life. Final seconds of the third round.
John's just standing right in front of him, totally relaxed. Look at that. Wow, that was a huge diss. He just chucked him to the ground on purpose. That was to let him know I can do that anytime I want to.
Sit down and listen.
Breathe! Breathe!
Breathe! Come here.
Breathe! Okay, listen, son. Listen. You've got to let more leather go, and you've got to get in range. You must get in range, son, and let the leather go.
Right, round four. Listen to me. You've got to put it on him, Quinton. You're letting him rest. He's working a little burst like you said.
And there's the Quinton Jackson stuffed into side control, and here Quinton gets cut. Jon Jones hits him with a vicious elbow, and here Quinton escapes, pushes him off, does a great job of getting back to his feet. But really, the only success that he had in that round, there you see his knee hyperextended, that hurt. The only success he had in that round was those leg kicks, and I'm not hearing that from his corner. They're telling him to get in range, they're telling him you got to put it on. Specifically, he must throw leg kicks.
First time in the championship rounds for Jon Jones, as he finished Shogun at 237 of the third to become the new light heavyweight champion.
He's so relaxed coming in his fourth round, though, Mike. Look at him. I mean, they keep saying he's got to get into range, but specifically what he's got to do, he's got to mix up his attack. He's got to throw kicks.
That jab again. Oh, nice lead left hook.
He got hurt. He got hurt. Quinton's hurt.
Big time. Was that left hook? Oh, he missed with a kick, though. And he spins those hips. See if Rampage can do anything from this position. Jones had a scholarship, was recruited by Iowa State, had an offer after being a junior college All-American in wrestling.
He's got the neck. He's got his neck. He's got his neck here. He let his neck go, but he's got him pinned up against the cage, and he's on top. Nice elbow.
Bad position for Quinton. Ah, nice knee.
Beautiful knee to the body, reminiscent of Rashad and Tito Ortiz. He's got his back. He's got one hook.
Rampage has not been stopped in the octagon. That's what Jones wants, to be the first man in the UFC to stop Quinton Rampage Jackson.
He's got him.
Looking to do it right here. Looking to finish this fight.
Quinton's trying to pry it off.
And it's all over! John Jones has defended his UFC light heavyweight championship. He stops Quinton Rampage Jackson.
Wow. What a spectacular, flawless performance in his first title defense against one of the most dangerous guys in the division. Just simply spectacular.
That kid is something very special.
And here you see John Jones gets that first hook in with the left leg, gets his right arm underneath, and flattens Quinton out. Sneaks his left arm under the chin. Thrusts his hips forward, flattens Quinton out, gets his back, full back mount, goes palm to palm, and gets the tap.
He did not just want to defeat Quinton Rampage Jackson. He wanted to be the first man to finish him in his UFC career, and Jones does it by submission. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 14 seconds of the 4th round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, and still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Johnny Bones Jones.
He's not the next generation, he's the now generation. Here's Joe.
I won't kiss you this time.
That's all right, you can kiss me all you want, brother. Listen, you can't say that you've never been tested. That's not the issue. The issue is you keep getting straight A's. And this was just an absolute